Namaste, Hindama.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Yes. ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. Yes. ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणपते नमः. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. निःश्रेण्यो ब्रह्मलोकस्य वाग्देव्याः कर्णकुण्डले धर्मद्रुममहामूले वाल्मीकिव्यासयो कृति बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वं मरोगताम् अजाढ्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्. कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने रामनामवरानन ॐ नम इति. Yes. Namaste everyone. So I think we are starting off with session 17. So we'll start with chapter 1, subchapter 47 Nilsidvi. We'll be resuming from chapter 1, subchapter 48. So far ಆಗಿರೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸೆಷನ್ಸ್ದು ವೀಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಬುಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೀಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ. ಯಾ, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಸೆಷನ್ 14 ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ವಾಸ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ಡ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರಲ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. I hope I am audible and visible clearly. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ?
ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್.
Yes, okay. All right. ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಂದು? ನಂದು PDF ಫೈಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1 ಸಬ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 48.
Yes,
Alright,
visible.
okay, all right. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಭಾಗೀರಥ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೌ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಗಂಗಾ ಡೌನ್, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಅಹಲ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅಹಲ್ಯಾದ ಹೇಗೆ ಇಂದ್ರ ಕೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟುಕ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಗೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೌತಮ and then had an intercourse with her which made Gautama Muni very angry, and he cursed both of them. He cursed Ahalya to become a stone. So and then Indrana he curses to lose his fertility. So ತುಂಬ ಕಾಂಟಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನಲ್ಲಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್, So Ahalya literally did not turn into a rock. Her body's chemical structure didn't change, that she got converted from a human being to a rock. ಅವಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂದ ಅವಳ ಹೃದಯ ಕಲ್ಲಾಗೋಯ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ರಾಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ, ರಾಮ ವೆನ್ ಹಿ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿ muktifies her, when he gives her that vimochana from that particular curse, Rama comes with so much of compassion within him. One of the greatest qualities of Rama, besides being called as Maryada Purusha, all of those things, one of the main qualities he is known for is compassion. So his aura or his energy around him is so powerful because of his compassion that the people around who were living around near the ashrama where Ahalya and Gautama were there, in fact, Rashmi mentioned in the last session that ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರಿಂಗ್ ಅಹಲ್ಯ ಲೈಕ್ ಶಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎನ್ ಅದರ್ ಕಲ್ಬಂಡೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಒಂದು ರಾಕ್ ಥರ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟ್ರೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಹರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ದ ಆ್ಯನಾಲಜಿ ಆರ್ ಮೆಟಫರ್ ಆಫ್ ನೀ ಕಲ್ ಥರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡು, ನೀ ಕಲ್ಲಾಗ್ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಗೌತಮ ಗೌತಮ ಮುನಿ. ಸೊ everybody treated her like an outcast and nobody considered her existence. So she was like another rock. So Rama coming there, he comes with so much compassion that everybody gets influenced to find compassion in within their hearts towards Ahalya. ಸೊ ಅವಳು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವಳು ಅದನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟು ಪಶ್ಚಾತ್ತಾಪ ಪಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಯಶ್ಚಿತ ಮಾಡಿದಾಳು ಅವಳು. ಸೊ ಶಿ ಡಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ಗಿವನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನೇಟ್ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಹರ್ ಪಾಪ ವಿಮೋಚನ happens, or shapa vimochana, not shapa or papa, yeah, her shapa vimochana happens. So that is the portion with Ahalya. So now the chapter 1, subchapter 48, I think we'll start with the portion with Indra, what happens to him. Okay. Indama, I mean, last session we missed you actually. We wanted to ask you if there is any other interesting story you know about Ahalya's shapa. So we what I just mentioned now is what we discussed last session only.
Rashmi told me.
Yeah.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವುದು ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆನಪಾದ್ರೆ I'll put it on the group.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Fine then. So I'll continue reading chapter 1, subchapter 48. Yes. So having been rendered infertile, with Agni at the forefront and with a distressed face, Shakra spoke to the gods and large numbers of rishis and charanas. So Shakra is Indra again. So I have caused an obstruction in the austerities of the great-souled Gautama and have ignited his rage, but I have accomplished a task for the gods. 364 here is, this requires explanation. Austerities confer power. ಯಜ್ಞಗಳು ಮಾಡೋದು ಪವರ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. Sometimes austerities and consequent powers can be used to dislodge Indra from his status. Okay, therefore Indra always sought to prevent anyone from successfully completing austerities. Okay, so he's saying, I have accomplished a task for the gods. Okay, in his rage he has rendered me infertile and has banished her, that is Ahalya, because he released that great curse. I have been able to rob him of his store of austerities. Okay, so 365. Any curse takes away from the store of austerities merit accumulated by the one who is doing the cursing. ತುಂಬ ಅವರ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಡ್ರೈನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ. ಸೊ ಶಾಪ ಹಾಕೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅದು ಹೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಅಗೇನ್ ನ್ಯೂರೋ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕಲಿ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಟುಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಶೋ ಅವರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋಪವನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸುವಾಗ, ದ ಬಿಗರ್ ಸಫರರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಶೋಸ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಂಗರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಂಗರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಕೋಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಾಗ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಲ್ secretions and the amount of chemicals that get secreted in our brain and body is so dangerous and so harmful that the one who is getting angry is the main sufferer. So ಅವರ ತಪೋಬಲ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಆ ಒಂದು that amount of negative chemicals that has gotten secreted in their body is taking them very far away from peace of mind basically. Okay, so he's saying this. So really, I have helped the cause of the gods, O best among the gods, O large number of rishis. 1 second, yeah, share it, bro. Rashmi. Hi Rashmi, Purani, welcome. Yeah, okay. So where was it? Sorry, yeah, I have helped the cause of the gods, O best among gods. O best among the gods, O large numbers of rishis, O charanas. Therefore, all of you should strive to render me potent again. Okay, this is Indra saying this. Hearing Shatakratu's words, the gods with all the maruts and with Agni at the forefront went to the ancestors and spoke these words. So 366. The Pitris, usually translated as mains. These are the original ancestors born through Brahma's mental powers. They are not gods. They are also the souls of dead human ancestors, the Pitrus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪಿತೃದರ್ಪಣ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. So they went to the ancestors and spoke these words. This ram has testicles and Shakra has lost. This ram has testicles and Shakra has lost his testicles. Quickly take away the testicles from this ram and give them to Shakra. Ram is ಇದು ವೃಷಭ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅಲ್ಲ ವೃಷಭ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಾರಿ, ಮೇಷ ರಾಶಿದ್ದು ಇದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಟಗರು ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ. ಸೊ that is ram ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So quickly take away the testicles from this ram and give them to Shakra to cause you delight. If humans offer you rams without testicles, even then you will grant them supreme satisfaction. 367 is henceforth ancestors can be offered castrated rams. Okay, 367. Okay, hearing Agni's words, the assembled ancestors severed the ram's testicles and gave them to the thousand-eyed one. O Kakutstha, since then the assembled ancestors enjoy rams without testicles and discard the testicles if those are offered. 368. If a ram with testicles is offered, they ignore the testicles. Okay. What is the philosophy behind this? Artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು. So this is a result. Sorry, O Raghava, since then Indra possesses the testicles of a ram. Okay, this is a result of the power of austerities of the great souled Gautama. O immensely energetic one, therefore, entering the hermitage of the performer of auspicious deeds. Therefore, enter the hermitage of the performer of auspicious deeds. Okay, 369 is Gautama. Okay, save the immensely fortunate Ahalya, who has the form of a goddess. Hearing Vishwamitra's words, with Vishwamitra at the forefront, Raghava entered the hermitage, accompanied by Lakshmana. He saw the immensely fortunate one, radiant in complexion because of her austerities. He approached the one who could not be seen by the worlds, not even by gods and asuras. She had been carefully crafted by the Creator using divine Maya. Her limbs were covered in smoke and she was like the blazing flames of a fire. She was like a cloud covered in snowy mist, with a radiance like that of the full moon. She was unapproachable with the complexion of the blazing sun amidst a store of water. Because of Gautama's words, she had been rendered invisible to the three worlds until she had seen Rama. The two Raghavas approached her and touched her feet. Remembering Gautama's words, she received them. Extremely controlled, she treated them as guests and offered Padya and Arghya. Following the prescribed rites, Kakutstha accepted this hospitality. A great shower of flowers descended from above, and the drums of the gods were sounded. There was a large assembly of Gandharvas and Apsaras. The gods worshipped Ahalya and uttered words of praise. She had followed Gautama's instructions and had purified her limbs through the strength of austerities. The immensely energetic Gautama was happy with Ahalya. Following the prescribed ordinances, the great ascetic worshipped Rama. Rama also worshipped the great sage Gautama in excellent ways. Having met him in the proper way, he then moved on to Mithila. Okay. So that was chapter 1, subchapter 48. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅವ್ರು ಎನಿ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ 1, subchapter 49. Okay. All right. So chapter 1, subchapter 49. With Vishwamitra at the forefront and with Saumitri, Rama then travelled towards the northeast and arrived at the sacrificial arena. With Lakshmana, Rama spoke to the tiger among sages. The sacrifice of the great souled Janaka is auspicious and prosperous. O immensely fortunate one, there are many thousand Brahmanas who have come here. There are the residents of many countries and are accomplished in studying the Vedas. The residences of the rishis can be seen, and there are hundreds of carts. O Brahmana, we should identify a proper spot for us to dwell. Hearing Rama's words, Vishwamitra, the great sage, instructed that an abode should be constructed in an uninhabited spot that had water. Hearing that Vishwamitra, the best among sages, had arrived, the great king came with his unblemished priest Shatananda at the forefront. With Arghya, the great souled officiating priests also arrived. Following dharma, they offered this and water sanctified with mantras to Vishwamitra. The great souled one accepted Janaka's worship. He asked about the king's welfare and about whether all was well with the sacrifice. As is proper, the sage cheerfully asked about the priests and the preceptors and about all those who had arrived. The king joined his hands in salutation and spoke to the best among sages. O illustrious one, with all the excellent sages, please be seated. Hearing Janaka's words, the great sage sat down, with his officiating priest at the forefront and with his ministers, so did the king. So the officiating priest there is that Shatananda. Okay. On seeing that everyone had properly sat down on seats in different directions, the king spoke to Vishwamitra. Today, the gods have ensured that my sacrifice will be successful. O illustrious one, now that I have seen you, I will obtain the fruits of the sacrifice. I am blessed. I am favored. O bull among sages, O Brahmana, with all the sages you have come to this sacrificial arena. O Brahmana Rishi, the learned ones have said that only 12 days remain for the sacrifice to be concluded. O Kaushika, you should remain here to see the gods receive their shares. With a cheerful face, the king addressed the tiger among sages in this way. Controlling himself, he joined his hands in salutation and asked, O fortunate one, these two young ones are like the gods in their valor. These brave ones possess the strides of elephants and lions. They are like tigers and bulls. They have large eyes that are like the petals of lotuses. They hold swords, quivers, and bows. They are like the Ashwins in beauty and are about to become adults. They are like immortals from the world of the gods who have voluntarily come down to earth. O sage, why have they come here on foot? What is the reason? Whose sons are they? O great sage, these brave ones wield the best of weapons. Whose sons are they? They are ornaments for this country, like the moon and the sun in the sky. They are identical to each other in the proportion of their limbs and in their bodily signs. These brave ones possess sidelocks that are like the wings of a crow. I wish to hear the truth about this. Hearing the words of Janaka, the great souled one told him that these two were Dasharatha's great souled sons. He also recounted the residents in Siddhashrama, the slaughter of the Rakshasas, their subsequent sight of Vishala, the meeting with Ahalya, Gautama's arrival, and their decision to come there to examine the great bow. Vishwamitra, the great sage, told all this to the great souled and immensely energetic Janaka. He then stopped. Okay. ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗೋಣವಾ? We have plenty of time. I'll go ahead with chapter 1, subchapter 50. Yes, chapter 1, subchapter 50. Hearing the words of the intelligent Vishwamitra, the body hair of the immensely energetic and great sage Shratananda stood up. He was Gautama's eldest son and was extremely radiant because of his austerities. Having seen Rama, he was supremely astounded. These two princes were happily seated with their heads bowed. On seeing them, Shatananda spoke to Vishwamitra, best among sages. O tiger among sages, after having performed austerities for a long period of time, my illustrious mother, that is Ahalya was Shatananda's mother, My illustrious mother showed herself to these two princes. Using forest fare, my illustrious mother worshipped the immensely energetic Rama, who deserves to be worshipped by all creatures that have bodies. You have told Rama about the ancient account whereby my mother was treated badly by that immensely energetic god, that is Indra. O Kaushika, O fortunate one, O best among sages, after having met Rama, my mother has been united with my senior. So their senior is his father Gautama. He is referring to that. Him as senior. O descendant of Kaushika, of Kushika, my senior has been worshipped by Rama. The immensely energetic and great souled one has now arrived here and deserves to be worshipped. O descendant of Kushika, before coming here, did Rama honor my father with a peaceful and controlled state of mind? The great sage Vishwamitra was accomplished in the use of words and eloquent in speech. Hearing Shatananda's words, he replied, O best among sages, I have not neglected anything that I could have done. The sage has been united with his wife, just as Bhargava was with Renuka. So early footnote 374 is Gautama has been united with Ahalya. Bhargava means a descendant of the Bhrigu lineage. Here, Bhargava means Jamadagni, Parashurama's father. Okay. Jamadagni's wife was Renuka. On Jamadagni's instructions, Parashurama beheaded Renuka. However, subsequently, Renuka was united with Jamadagni. It's a sub story again. Okay. Hearing the words of.
So,
Yes, yes.
like, Rama is compared to Parashurama here.
Illi.
Rama, like a son,
Hmm.
brings back Ahalya and Gautama.
Nice, nice. Okay.
And Parashurama, even though it was Jamadagni who tells Parashurama to do
To
that,
kill, huh?
later Parashurama only asks to bring his mother back to life.
Hmm.
So, Rama and Parashurama comparison is nice.
Nice, nice. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Sure, sure. Okay. So, hearing the words of the intelligent Vishwamitra. Oh, somebody joined. Oh, Chinmayima. Namaste, Chinmayima. Yes.
Namaste.
Yes, yes, yes. So we've moved further from the Ahalya's Shapa Vimochana story, and we've come further. Okay. Hearing the words of the intelligent Vishwamitra, the immensely energetic Shatananda spoke these words to Rama. O best among men, welcome. O Raghava, it is good fortune that you have come here, with Vishwamitra, the unvanquished Maharshi, leading the way. The Brahmana Rishi is infinite in his splendor and austerities and has accomplished unthinkable deeds. The immensely energetic Vishwamitra has to be recognized as the supreme destination. O Rama, the truth is that there is no one on earth who is more blessed than he is. You have been protected by Kushika's son, who tormented himself through great austerities. Listen, I will tell you about the great souled Kaushika, about his strength and his conduct. Listen attentively. For a long time, this destroyer of enemies used to be a king with dharma in his soul. He knew about dharma and was accomplished in learning. He was devoted to the welfare of the subjects. There was a king named Kusha, and he was Prajapati's son. Kusha's son was the powerful Kushanabha, who was extremely devoted to dharma. Okay. Kushanabha's son was the famous Gadhi. The immensely energetic and great sage Vishwamitra is Gadhi's son. The immensely energetic Vishwamitra ruled over the earth. He was a king and ruled the kingdom for many thousand years. On one occasion, the immensely energetic one arrayed an army. Surrounded by an Akshohini, he roamed around the earth. The king progressively traveled through cities, kingdoms, rivers, and mountains and arrived at a hermitage. This was Vasishtha's hermitage, and there were trees with many kinds of flowers and fruit there. There were diverse kinds of animals, and the place was frequented by siddhas and charanas. It was adorned by gods, Danavas, and Gandharvas, and those who were in the form of Kinnaras. It was populated by peaceful deer, and large numbers of birds dwelt there. It was full of a large number of Brahmana rishis and inhabited by Devarshis. 375 is divine sages. Okay. There were siddhas who practiced austerities, and those great souled ones were like the fire. There was prosperity everywhere, and there were great souled ones who were like Brahma. Some lived on water, others survived on air. There were others who subsisted on dry leaves. There were self-controlled ones who lives on fruits and roots. They had conquered anger and had conquered their senses. They were Valakhilya rishis. Valakhilya or Valakhilya rishis. 376. 60,000 sages who were the sizes of thumbs. No, they preceded the sun's chariot. 60,000 sages. Okay, so there were Valakhilya rishis devoted to chanting and the offering of oblations. Vasishta's hermitage was like Brahma's world. The immensely strong Vishwamitra, best among victorious ones, saw that. Okay, continuing further, chapter 1, subchapter 51. Seeing this, the immensely strong Vishwamitra was greatly delighted. In humility, the brave one bowed down before Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate. The great souled Vasishta said, "Welcome." The illustrious Vasishta requested him to take a seat. When the intelligent Vishwamitra had seated himself as is proper, the supreme among sages offered him roots and fruits. The supreme among kings accepted the honor Vasishta showed him. The immensely energetic Vishwamitra asked him about the well being of austerities, the Agnihotra, his disciples, and the trees. Vasishta told the supreme among kings that all was well everywhere. King Vishwamitra was seated comfortably. The great ascetic Vasishta, Brahma's son, that is, through Brahma's mental powers, is how Vasishta was born. Okay? So, the great ascetic Vasishta, Brahma's son, and best among those who meditate, then asked, "O king, is everything well with you? Do you take delight in dharma? O king, O one who follows dharma, are you upright in ruling over your subjects? Are your servants well trained? Do they adhere to your commands? O slayer of enemies, have you defeated all your enemies? O scorcher of enemies, O tiger among men, O unblemished one, is everything well about your army, treasury, friends, and your sons and grandsons?" The king told Vasishta that all was well everywhere. The immensely energetic Vishwamitra behaved in a humble way towards Vasishta. Devoted to dharma, they spent a long period of time in conversing about auspicious accounts. They were supremely delighted and behaved affectionately towards each other. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, when the conversation was over, the illustrious Vasishta smiled and spoke these words to Vishwamitra. "O greatly strong one, I wish to show my hospitality towards you and your army. O immeasurable one, accept the honors that you deserve. I wish to behave properly towards you. Please accept what I am about to render. O king, you are the best of guests, and I will make efforts to show you worship." When Vasishta spoke in this way, the immensely intelligent king Vishwamitra replied, "You have already shown me hospitality. You have given me honors through your words. O illustrious one, I have received the fruits and roots that can be obtained in the hermitage. O illustrious one, I have received Padya and Achamaniya, and I have seen you. O immensely wise one, you have worshipped me well in every possible way of worship. I bow down before you. I will depart now. Please look on me with eyes of affection." That is 378. As Vishwamitra was conscious that a hermitage couldn't have offered proper hospitality to a king and his army. Oh. Okay. "Please look on me with eyes of affection." The king spoke in this way: However, Vasishta, with dharma in his soul, invited him again and repeatedly entreated him. At this, Gadhi's son agreed and replied to Vasishta, O illustrious one, O supreme sage, then so be it. Whatever brings you pleasure. Thus addressed, the immensely energetic Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate, was delighted. The one who was cleansed of his sins summoned his speckled cow, okay, O Shabala, 379. Shabala means speckled or spotted. Okay, this was the Kamadhenu, a cow that could yield every object of desire. Okay, O Shabala, come here quickly and listen to my words. I wish to make all the arrangements to treat this royal sage and his army. Make all the arrangements for an extremely expensive banquet. Let every desirable food be brought, characterized by the six kinds of flavor. 380 is caustic, acidic, sweet, salty, bitter, and alkaline. Okay, six flavors. O divine one, O one who yields every object of desire, for my sake, shower all of this down. Let the food be succulent. Let there be drink. Let there be lehya and choshya. 381 choshas. The four types of food are those that are chewed, that is charvya, sucked is chushya and or chushya, choshya or chushya, licked is lehya, and drunk is peya. Okay. Charvya, choshya, lehya, peya. No, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, let there be lehya and choshya. O Shabala, swiftly create a store of every kind of food. Okay. We're at 9:35. Now ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. We can continue. Continue ಮಾಡೋಣಲ್ಲ? All fine with everyone? Any questions or any thoughts? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Okay, so chapter 1, subchapter 52. O slayer of enemies, Vasishta spoke to Shabala in this way. The cow that can be milked for every object of desire brought everything that had been wished for. There were sugarcane, honey, parched grain, myreya, the best of asava. 382 is both myreya and asava are kinds of liquor. Specifically, myreya is made from molasses or grain, and asava is made through a process of distillation, not mere fermentation. Okay. Expensive kinds of drinks and diverse kinds of food to eat. There were heaps of hot food piled as high as mountains. There were sweetmeats, liquids, and flows of curds. There were many kinds of succulent juices with the six kinds of flavors. The vessels were full with thousands of products made out of cane. All the people there were satisfied. They ate well and were cheerful. O Rama, Vasishta made Vishwamitra's army content. The royal sage Vishwamitra rejoiced at having been fed so well. Those who were in the king's inner quarters, that is 383, is the royal ladies. Okay, those who were in the king's inner quarters and the brahmanas and the priests were also fed well. The advisors, ministers, and servants were also honored in this way. Filled with great delight, he spoke to Vasishta, that is Vishwamitra. Okay? O Brahmana, you deserve to be worshipped, yet you have honored us well and worshipped us. O one who is eloquent in speech, hear my words now. Give me Shabala in exchange for 100,000 cows. O illustrious one, she is a jewel, and a king is the one who should accumulate jewels. O Brahmana, give me Shabala. According to Dharma, she belongs to me. The illustrious Vasishta, supreme among sages, was addressed in this way. The one with Dharma in his soul replied to Vishwamitra, the lord of the earth. O king, in exchange for 100,000 cows, 1 billion cows, or large amounts of silver, I am incapable of giving you Shabala. O destroyer of enemies, I should not abandon her, nor should she be separated from me. Shabala is eternally inseparable from me, like deeds are from one's own self. She is the one who provides Havya, Kavya. 385 is offerings to gods are Havya. Offerings to ancestors are, should I read as Kavya? I don't know. I think it is Havya and Kavya, not Kavya, I guess. Offerings to ancestors are called this Kavya. I think it should be read as Kavya. Rashmi, ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Havya, Kavya.
ನಿಮ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್
ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಈಗ
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್
ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್
ಟೂ
ಆಗಿ?
ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್.
sentence.
ಓಕೆ
ಹಾ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೂ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಓ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿಮೀಸ್.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಹವ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕವ್ಯ. KAVYA, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕವ್ಯ or ಕಾವ್ಯ? ಹವ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕವ್ಯ ಅಂತನಾ? ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ಸ್
ಐ
ಹವ್ಯ
ಡೋಂಟ್.
ಕವ್ಯ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್.
ಹವ್ಯ ಇಸ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್
ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ
ಹೋಮಕ್ ಹಾಕೋದು.
ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹವ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಸೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕವ್ಯ ಅಂತಿದೆ ಅದು. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕವ್ಯ
I
ಆರ್
think
ಕಾವ್ಯ.
it is Gavya.
ಕವ್ಯನಾ?
Gavya.
ಓ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ತಚ್ಚಮ ತದ್ಭವ ಥರನೂ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಅದು? ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಎನಿವೆ, ಐ ಹೈಲಿ ಡೌಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾವ್ಯ. ಐ
No,
ಡೌಟ್
it
ದಟ್.
is, I think, Kavya only.
ಹಾಂ.
And that's how the origin of Havyaka came.
ಹವ್ಯಕ. I was just going to say that. Yeah. ಹವ್ಯಕ. So,
Yeah.
okay. ಸರಿ.
So those who can offer Havis and uh, things to the ancestors.
Okay. She's the one who provides Havya, Kavya, the means of sustaining my life and undertaking Agnihotra, and the source of sacrificial offerings and oblations. She is the source of utterances of Swaha and Vashatkara. 386, Vashatkara is the exclamation Vashat made at the time of offering an oblation. Swadha. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ Swadha is said at the time of offering oblations to the ancestors, and Swaha is said at the time of offering oblations to the gods. Okay. Swasti, Swaha ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು Swaha. Yeah. So Swadha is for ancestors and Swaha is for gods. Okay. So she is the source
Swaha,
of.
Swada, that comes here.
ಯಾವುದು? Sorry.
Swaha, Swada, Matirmida, Shruti, Spritrunattama, Punyakirti, Punyalabhya, Punyashravana Kirtana, comes Lalita Sasnam.
Okay.
Exactly what
yeah.
it is.
I mean, you have all the. So Vashatkaras, you have this Netatraya, Vaushata, you have the Anganyasa, Karanyasa, and things that we do, no?
Methodology.
So yeah. So here he is saying she is the source of utterances of Swaha and Vashatkara. Yeah. Right. And
Whoever the cow there.
the cow, Kamadhenu, Shabala. Yeah.
Shabala.
Yeah. Okay. And different kinds of learning. So, O royal sage, there is no doubt that all of these are obtained because of her. In truth, she represents everything for me and she always satisfies me. Okay, there are many kinds of reasons why I cannot give you Shabala. Vasishta was eloquent in speech and spoke these words. However, Vishwamitra became exceedingly angry and said, I will give you 14,000 elephants that have golden harnesses and are decorated with golden necklaces and golden goads. I will give you 800 golden chariots that are ornamented with tinkling bells, each yoked to 4 white horses. O one who is excellent in vows, I will give you 11,000 extremely energetic horses born in noble lineages from the best of countries. I will give you 10 million adult cows classified into different complexions. Give me this single cow, Shabala. When the intelligent Vishwamitra spoke in this way, the illustrious one replied, O king, under no circumstance will I give you Shabala. She alone is my gem. She alone represents my treasure. She is everything to me. She is truly my life. When sacrifices are performed at the time of the new moon and the full moon, she is the one who supplies the dakshina. O king, she is the one who ensures the performance of many kinds of rites. O king, there is no doubt that all my rights have her as the foundation. There is no need to speak anymore. I will not give the one who can be milked for every object of desire. Yeah, I'll read the next chapter as well. Chapter 1, subchapter 53. Okay. The sage Vasishta refused to give up the Kamadhenu. O Rama, Vishwamitra then started to drag Shabala away. O Rama, as Shabala was dragged away by the great souled king, she was miserable. Afflicted by grief and thinking about this, she wept. Why have I been abandoned by extremely great soul Vasishta? I am distressed and extremely miserable, being thus seized by the servants of the king. What injury have I done to the Maharshi with the cleansed soul? I have committed no crime. I am devoted to him and love him. Why is the one who is devoted to Dharma abandoning me? She thought in this way and sighed repeatedly. With great speed, she dashed towards the supremely energetic Vasishta. O destroyer of enemies, she flung away the hundreds of servants with the speed of the wind. She rushed towards the feet of the great souled one. She wept and lamented. Stationed before Vasishta, in a voice that was like the rumbling of the clouds, Shabala said, O illustrious one, O son of Brahma, why am I being abandoned by you? How is it that the servants of the king are dragging me away from your presence? The Brahmana Rishi was thus addressed by the one whose heart was grief stricken. She was grieving and was like his own sister. He said, O Shabala, I am not abandoning you, nor have you caused me any injury. The immensely strong king is dragging you away from me by force. I do not possess the strength that is equal to his. In particular, he is a king. A king is powerful. The Kshatriyas are like the lords of the earth. This Akshauhini is full of horses and chariots. There are many elephants and standards. His strength is superior to mine. The Brahmana Rishi was infinite in his splendor. Thus addressed by Vasishta, the one who knew about the use of words, humbly replied in these words. It has been said that the strength of Kshatriyas is not superior in power to that of Brahmanas. Brahmanas possess the divine strength of the Brahman. They are superior to Kshatriyas. Your strength is immeasurable. He is not stronger than you. Vishwamitra may be immensely valiant. However, your energy is impossible to withstand. You possess the power of the Brahman. Invoke your great energy in me. I will destroy the insolence and strength of that evil souled one. O Rama, the greatly illustrious Vasishta then said, create an army that will overcome the army of the enemy. O king, with her bellow, she created Pahlavas in hundreds. While Vishwamitra looked on, they destroyed his entire army. The king became extremely angry and his eyes dilated with rage. Using superior and inferior weapons, he destroyed the Pahlavas. On seeing that the hundreds of Pahlavas were afflicted by Vishwamitra, she again created a mixed and terrible force consisting of Shakas and Yavanas. The earth was completely covered by this mixed army of Shakas and Yavanas. They were brave and exceedingly valiant. They blazed like golden filaments in a flower. They wielded long swords and javelins. Their golden complexions seemed to envelop the sky. Like a blazing fire, they burnt down his entire army. 387 is Vishwamitra's. Okay. At this time, the immensely energetic Vishwamitra released his weapons. Okay. I think Odberna 154, chapter 1, subchapter 54. Vasishta saw that they were being devastated, confounded by Vishwamitra's weapons. He invoked the powers of yoga and urged the Kamadhenu to create more forces. Through her bellowing, she created Kambhojas who were like the sun in their complexion. The Pahlavas wielding weapons in their hands were generated from her udders. The Yavanas from the region around her vagina, the Shakas from the region around her rectum, and the Mlechas from her body hair. 388. barbarians, non Aryans, those who did not speak Sanskrit, Mlechas. Okay. There were also Haritas and Kiratakas, O descendant of the Raghu lineage. In an instant, they devastated Vishwamitra's army of soldiers, the infantry, the elephants, the cavalry, and the chariots. On seeing that the soldiers had been destroyed by the great soul Vasishta, 100 of Vishwamitra's sons attacked Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate. They wielded many kinds of weapons. With his Humkara, the great Rishi burnt all of them down. In an instant, the great souled Vasishta reduced Vishwamitra's sons to ashes with their horses, chariots, and foot soldiers. The extremely illustrious Vishwamitra saw that the army of his sons was destroyed. He was ashamed and immersed in thought. It was like an ocean without force. 389 is the army, right? The army was like an ocean without force, like a defanged serpent, and like a sun without color, having just lost its radiance. With his son slain, he was distressed, like a bird that has lost its wings. His insolence was destroyed, his enterprise was destroyed, and he didn't know what to do. Engaging the single son who was left to rule over the kingdom and the earth, following the dharma of Kshatriyas, he resorted to the forest. He went to the slopes of the Himalayas, frequented by kinnaras and serpents. To obtain the favors of Mahadeva, the great ascetic tormented himself through austerities. After a long period of time, the Lord of the gods, the granter of boons, who has the bull on his banner, showed himself to Vishwamitra, the great sage. O king, why are you engaged in these austerities? Tell me what you desire. I am the one who grants boons. What boon do you wish for? Let it be known. Thus addressed by the god, the great ascetic Vishwamitra prostrated himself and spoke these words to Mahadeva. O Mahadeva, O unblemished one, if you are satisfied with me, bestow on me Dhanurveda and its various limbs, and the Upanishads with their different limbs and mysteries. O unblemished one, let all the weapons that are known to gods, Danavas, Maharshis, Gandharvas, Yakshas, and Rakshasas manifest themselves before me. O God of the gods, through your favors may I obtain what I desire. Saying that he agreed to this, the Lord of the gods went away to heaven. The immensely strong royal sage Vishwamitra obtained these weapons. He was filled with great insolence. He was full of pride. His valor increased like that of the ocean of the day of the full moon. He thought that the supreme rishi Vasishta was already dead. The king went to the hermitage and released these weapons. He burned down the entire hermitage with the energy of these weapons. On seeing that the place was devastated because of the weapons released by the intelligent Vishwamitra, all the sages were terrified and fled in hundreds of directions. Vasishta's disciples and the birds and animals were frightened. Scared, they fled in thousands of directions. The great souled Vasishta's hermitage became deserted. In an instant, it became as silent as a cremation ground. Vasishta repeatedly said, Do not be frightened. I will destroy Gadhi's son, like the sun dispels the mist. The immensely energetic Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate, said this. Angrily, he spoke these words to Vishwamitra. I have nurtured this hermitage for a long time and you have destroyed it. You are foolish and evil in conduct. Therefore, you will no longer survive. Saying this in great rage, he quickly raised his staff. It was like the fire of destruction, devoid of smoke, and was just like the other staff. Other staff is a reference to Yama's rod or staff. Yeah, okay. So, time is 9:52. Another 8 minutes there. Next chapter is pretty small, just one page. Books per and I'll just read it off. Okay, chapter 1, subchapter 55. The immensely strong Vasishta spoke in this way to Vishwamitra. Asking him to wait, he raised the Agniya weapon. That is 391. The rod was invoked with this weapon. Okay. In anger, the illustrious Vasishtha spoke these words: O worthless Kshatriya, stay there and show me whatever strength you possess. O son of Gadhi, I will destroy your insolence and your weapons. What is the strength of Kshatriyas when it faces the great strength of Brahmanas? O worst of Kshatriyas, behold my divine strength, one that comes from being a Brahmana. With the supreme Agneya weapon invoked on the Brahmana's rod, he pacified the weapon of Gadhi's son. Like a flood, the water douses a fire. In rage, Gadhi's descendant hurled Varuna, Raudra, Aindra, Pashupata, and Aishika weapons and Manava, Mohana, Gandharva, Swapana, Jrimbhana, Mohana, Santapana, and Vilapana. 392. Footnote: Varuna, Rudra, Indra, and Pashupata are divine weapons respectively associated with Varuna, Rudra, Indra, and Shiva. Pashupata. Aishika is a weapon invoked on a blade of grass. Manava means a human weapon. Mohana causes confusion. Gandharva is associated with the Gandharvas. Swapana puts to sleep. Jrimbhana causes yawning. Santapana scorches and Vilapana causes lamentations. The critical text uses the word Mohana twice. Non-critical versions have Madana in place of the second Mohana, meaning a weapon that causes intoxication. Shoshana dries up and Dharana shatters. All weapon names. There were Shoshana and Dharana and the Vajra weapon, which is extremely difficult to withstand. There was Brahma's noose, Kala's noose, and Varuna's noose. 393. Noose is time or destiny, that is Kala. Kala is time or destiny. Right? There was the beloved weapon Pinaka. 394 is Shiva's bow or trident. Okay? The weapon that dries up, the weapon that wets, and the weapon that is like thunder. There were the weapons Danda, Paishacha, and Krauncha. 395 footnote: Danda punishes and Paishacha is associated with Pishachas. In this context, Krauncha probably means a weapon tinged with poison. Krauncha. There were the chakras of Dharma, Kala, and Vishnu. There were the weapons Vayavya, Mathana, and Hayashira. 396. Vayavya is associated with Vayu. It is a weapon that uses the wind to blow away. Mathana churns, and Hayashira is a weapon that is in the form of a horse's head. Okay. He hurled two spears known as Kankana and Musala. There was the extremely great weapon of the Vidyadharas and Kala's terrible weapon. There was the terrible trident and Kapala and Kankana. 397. Kapala is a skull and Kankana is something that twirls. Kankana. Like a Kankana. Kankana Kaiya Tiruhuta Bare. It's like Kankana is like a Khadga Taralva. Bangle, yeah. O descendant of the Raghu lineage, he hurled all these different weapons. And Vasishtha is supreme among those who meditate, and what transpired was extraordinary. The son of a Brahmana used his staff to devour all of these. When all these were pacified in anger, Gadhi's descendant invoked Brahmastra. 398 is Brahma's weapon. On seeing that Brahmastra had been invoked, all the gods with Agni at the forefront, the divine rishis, the Gandharvas, the giant serpents, and all the three worlds were terrified. However, even that extremely terrible Brahmastra was devoured by the Brahmana's energy. O Raghava, Vasishtha devoured everything through the Brahmana's staff. The great souled Vasishtha devoured Brahmastra and assumed an extremely terrible and fierce form that confounded the three worlds. From the great souled Vasishtha's body hair, flames seemed to emerge, and those fiery rays seemed to be tinged with smoke. The Brahmana's staff flamed as it was held in his hand. It was like the fire of destruction devoid of smoke and was like Yama's rod. The large number of sages praised Vasishta supreme among those who meditate. O Brahmana, your strength is invincible, and so is the energy you bear and ignite. O Brahmana, you have countered the great ascetic Vishwamitra. O Supreme among those who meditate, show your favors. Let the distress of the worlds be dispelled. Thus addressed, the immensely strong and great ascetic was calmed. Countered, Vishwamitra sighed and spoke these words: Shame on the strength of Kshatriyas. The strength of a Brahmana's energy is indeed the strength that is most powerful. A single staff of a Brahmana has destroyed all my weapons. On examining the matter, my mind and senses are pleased. I will resort to great austerities so that I can become a Brahmana. I think, yeah, 959.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, subchapter 55 ತನಕ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Good, that is good progress. So yeah, Yuddha between Vishwamitra and Vasishta. That's what I think we are in. We'll see maybe when we read through the next week. When we read through, we will see how this is representing within us Vishwamitra and Vasishta. How we'll see how it ends. Okay, yeah. All right, Rashmi, Putani, any other stories or anything in these lines? ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪುಟಾಣಿ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಧಿ ಪುಟಾಣಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ಸರಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ವಿಲ್ ವೈಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಂತ್ರಾಸ್. ಓಂ ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಂತು ನಿರಾಮಯಾಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು, ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖಭಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. सहना भवतु, सहनो भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ. All right, thank you all.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank
See you next Thursday.
Yes,
See
yes,
you.
yes.
Bye bye.
Right.